Welcome to the third episode of the NBA Empire Show. I'm your host Landon King, and today we're going to be talking about the best and worst situations for this year's consensus number one pick, Cade Cunningham. This is the first video in a series where we're going to be looking at the best and worst situations for different prospects leading up to the NBA draft. Before we dive into the different situations, let's first get a scouting report on Cade. He is a 6'8" point guard who can really do it all. He's averaging 20.2 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 3.2 assists per game through his year at Oklahoma State. He is also a great defender, averaging 1.6 steals and 0.8 blocks per game. He has shown skills as an offensive orchestrator, being an excellent passer. He can get to the rim at will, and he's also a great shooter, shooting 41.2% from 3. He can also play off ball, being able to cut and relocate. Now that we know who Cade is and how he plays, let's first start off with the best situation for him. I think that the best situation for Cade to get drafted into is the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Thunder have a very bright future ahead of them, having Shea, Dort, and a stockpile of draft picks. If OKC lands Cade, they would have a great point guard for the future that would be able to slide perfectly into what they want to do. The fit between Shea and Cade would have the potential to be a top-tier backcourt in the NBA. Shea has developed into a borderline all-star, averaging 23.7 points per game. You could see the two running an elite pick-and-roll game, and it's not like the Thunder have any veterans that would be clogging Cade's development. On to the next team, the team that I think would be the worst place for Cade to go is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now, from a pure entertainment standpoint, Cade to the Wolves sounds amazing, but from good basketball-wise, this match would be terrible. I think that the Timberwolves already have a point guard with D'Angelo Russell and already have their young star in Anthony Edwards, and they've already got their centerpiece in Cat. I just think that there are too many pieces, and adding another budding star to that mix would not only hurt his development, but the rest of the teams as well. On to another team that would be a great fit for Cade, the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors have great young tools that would really complement Cade. Pascal Siakam and OG Anunoby would really mesh nice, both being great wing players. Now there is a downside of Kyle Lowry possibly forcing Cade to come off the bench or forcing him out of his position. But I think that if the Raptors land Cade in this year's draft, then they let Kyle Lowry walk in free agency. Now, another team that would not be a good fit for Cade is the Sacramento Kings. The Kings have a track record of not properly developing players. Now, they do have some upside on the roster, but Halliburton and Fox would push Cade to the bench or to the 3, which isn't optimal. I just think that they already have a solid backcourt, and Cade would fit more out than in. On to the final team that would be a great place for Cade, the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls have tried pursuing a good point guard since the deadline, but they couldn't get the trade done. I think that Cade would really complete the team and be able to put them in playoff contention. He and LaVine would work together, and Cade could take some of the offensive pressure off of LaVine. Plus, he could provide some solid defense to a Bulls team that desperately needs it. The final team we are talking about today is the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans would not be a good fit for so many reasons. First of all, they already have two ball-dominant players with Zion and Ingram, and that fit is already not producing what they thought. I think that adding Cade would throw off the entire balance, also throwing off the development of other guys. Well, that concludes the list of the best and worst teams for Cade Cunningham. Now, obviously, if you get the first pick, you're taking Cade. He's just too good of a talent with too much upside to pass up. I think that for the teams who made it onto the worst side of things, they would just have to figure out their situations before developing Cade into what everyone knows he can be. Thank you for watching. Leave your opinion on the list in the comments below. Like and subscribe. This has been the NBA Empire Show.